Lubbock Cooper ISD Reading, Grade 7, Unit 4B and 5B, Formulating Connections Across All Genres and Literary Text. Number 1. Read this sentence from paragraph 4. But even though I may never be perfect, I feel a sense of satisfaction eating a meal that I've cooked and that didn't cost me a small fortune. This sentence suggests that the author believes cooking A. is a good way to learn about new food, B. has immediate and practical rewards, C. should involve trying to make complex meals, D. leads to healthier eating habits. Number 2. The author's main purpose for writing the blog entry is to F. urge young people to make an effort to learn basic cooking skills, G. offer support for young people aspiring to become professional chefs, H. encourage young people to avoid eating convenience foods, J. convince young people that learning to cook is simple. 3. Which sentence from the blog entry supports the idea that learning to cook is an ongoing process? A. On weekends, when I have time, I made extra food and store it into the freezer. B. I'm not saying that all kids should be master chefs, but I do think young people should try to understand and utilize basic cooking skills. C. While I was cooking, I started thinking about the lessons and tips my mother had tried to teach me, and I wish that I had been more patient. D. I still make mistakes, such as scorching the vegetables or making the hamburger meat too spicy to eat. 4. What does the phrase resorted to mean in paragraph 5? F. Do something as a last option. G. Make something important. H. Do something as a favor. J. Make something last longer. 5. Which sentence from the blog entry is an example of stereotyping? A. I love to see this happen in schools all over the United States. B. Young adults today, myself included, have not made learning to cook a priority. C. The survey also found that the average Texan eats at a restaurant nearly 4 times a week. D. One day I saw an advertisement for a show featuring kids ages 8 to 13 in a cooking competition. 6. Why did the author include paragraph 8 in the blog entry? F. To emphasize that few people have the patience to become good chefs. G. To restate the benefits of learning to cook from a young age. H. To give some suggestions and to encourage the reader to take action. J. To make a distinction between the roles of parents and children in the kitchen. Use robots on the reef to answer questions 7 through 10, then fill in the answers on your answer document. 7. What is one reason scientists are excited about the idea of using coral bots to restore reefs? A. Coral bots will imitate insects and birds. B. Programming coral bots take less time than training a diver. C. Coral bots are unlikely to cause more damage to a reef. D. Coral bots will be able to repair reefs more effectively than divers can. 8. Noel Sharkey's comment in paragraph 5 helps the reader understand how coral bots would F. work in groups to perform a task. G. Be pre-programmed to follow a set of rules. H. Give researchers a new way to collect data about coral reefs. J. Be used to perform difficult tasks on land as well as in water. 9. The author organizes this selection mainly by A. Discussing the activities that cause damage to coral reefs. B. Explaining how damage to coral reefs has become more severe over time. C. Describing how coral bots could solve some problems associated with restoring coral reefs. D. Comparing the methods that divers use to repair coral reefs to the methods used by coral bots. 10. Which sentence from the selection best explains why the health of coral reefs is of great concern to scientists? F. Coral reefs are home to 1/4 of all marine life on the planet and serve as a natural barrier against damage caused by the storms, hurricanes, and typhoons. G. These reefs can be damaged by natural disasters such as hurricanes, or they can be affected by human-related activities such as large ships running their hulls along a reef or fishing equipment scraping the seafloor. H. Scientists at CMBB hope to program coral bots to locate colonies of endangered coral and reconstruct them. J. Scientists and volunteer divers work to reassemble damaged coral, but their success has been minimal. Use something fishy to answer questions 11 through 14. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. 11. What is the author's primary purpose for writing this selection? A. To highlight the importance of the fishing industry in cities along the Yangtze River. B. To describe how Three Gorges Dam uses the flow of the Yangtze River to create energy for people in China. C. To provide information about the different species of fish that populate the Yangtze River. D. To explain how scientists monitor the impact of the Three Gorges Dam and determine strategies for reversing its effects. 12. Which sentence from the selection best supports the idea that careful adjustments to Three Gorges Dam can improve the quality of the Yangtze River? F. ICES helped researchers embed transmitters into a small sample of fish in the Yangtze River basin. G. They hope to determine the right amount of water to release from the dam in order to support the natural breeding of the fish. H. The dam is located on the Yangtze River, one of the most important rivers in China, famed for its diverse wildlife. J. Other fish are important for maintaining the fishing industry, a major part of the economy for cities on the river. 13. The Latin word ob, meaning in the way, helps the reader understand that the word obstructs in paragraph 2 means A. reverses, B. defeats, C. lengthens, D. hinders. 14. By using transmitters to track the fish in the Yangtze River, researchers most likely will be able to F. Monitor the number of fish living in the river basin. G. Estimate how many fish are needed to sustain the population. H. Determine how changes to the river disrupt the life cycle of the fish. J. Learn which types of fish are preferred by the fishing industry in the surrounding cities. Use robots on the reef and something fishy to answer questions 15 through 19. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. 15. How are the problems discussed in Robots on the Reef and Something Fishy different? A. In Robots on the Reef, scientists have a plan to solve the problem, while in Something Fishy, scientists still need to determine the solution to the problem. B. In Robots on the Reef, experts are seeking a permanent solution to a problem, while in Something Fishy, experts are looking only for a temporary solution to a problem. C. In Robots on the Reef, the problem mainly affects life in the water, while in Something Fishy, the problem mainly affects life on land. D. In Robots on the Reef, the problem was caused intentionally, while in Something Fishy, the problem was caused accidentally. 16. How are the coral bots discussed in Robots on the Reef and the fish transmitters discussed in Something Fishy similar? F. Both are designed to independently complete a task. G. Both assist scientists in tracking the amount of ocean life in a specific area. H. Both are meant to be used by scientists to help restore an environment. J. Both are programmed to model the behavior of insects. 17. Read these sentences from the selections. Both of these sentences describe A. How a new technology is supposed to function in a specific environment. B. The intended outcome of a project related to an environmental problem. C. How an environmental problem is a direct effect of the misuse of technology. D, the challenges scientists have encountered while trying to solve an environmental problem. 18. One difference between the coral reefs and Three Gorges Dam is that only the dam, F, has been studied by scientists, G is used as an energy source, H affects the wildlife in the area, J is a significant part of an ecosystem. 19. In both selections, the researchers involved in the projects A. lack the necessary support to complete their work, B. can use the data gathered to address problems around the world, C. think that issues related to the affected ecosystems will be resolved quickly, D. will continue monitoring the health of the affected ecosystems.